This is Play NHL, a presentation of the Sports Crafters, airing on BOA.TV, and is an EA Sports NHL 15 simulation of what could happen in today's featured game of the National Hockey League.
Greetings, gamers and hockey fans. I am Sports Crafter Eric Munter. Tonight I'll be providing commentary as I play EA Sports NHL 15.
Here at the SAP Center in San Jose, where I, Eric Munter, will be playing as the host Sharks against the visiting Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver wins the opening draw. Daniel Sedin got in over the line but turned it over to San Jose, who in turn turned it back over to Vancouver. Radim Vrbata. Now San Jose, Marc-Edouard Vlasic on the wing. Pavelski in, but he's offside. Just 2:17 into this one. There we go, camera straight. Face off in the neutral zone. Centerman square, and the linesman drops the puck. Won by the Sharks. Braun to Hurdle. Hurdle up ahead to Logan Couture. Couture dishes over, back to the point. It's Irwin shooting, blocked. Irwin got his own rebound, but Hamhuis is there. Now Hurdle takes. Hurdle goes around behind. Reverses gears, looks for an open Shark. Found him in front! But Hamhuis was there guarding well. Chris Higgins now circles in his own end and breaks it out to Alexander Burrows. Onto the wing to Nick Bonino. Bonino poked off his stick, puck in deep. San Jose looks to break out, and they do. It's Hurdle again. Hurdle into Vancouver's end. Marleau, Couture in the slot, shoots, and a good save there by Ryan Miller. Played around the boards. Vancouver can't hold, San Jose can't hold the line, and now the Canucks break in. It's Bonino. Canucks go off on a change, Bonino holds. Centering, shoots, scores! Dan Hamhuis! And the Vancouver Canucks strike first here in San Jose. Center ice draw. Dan Hamhuis from Nick Bonino and Chris Tanev get the goal and assists. And San Jose must play catch-up. Into the zone is Vlasic. Vlasic denied. Alex Edler to Kevin Bieksa up and ahead to Daniel Sedin. Daniel Sedin in over the line. He's laid out with a big hit there. San Jose. Here's Burns. Brett Burns holds. Burns dishes. Tried to feed it back over onto the right side, but it was blocked. And now it's Radim Vrbata with 5 minutes approaching in the first. Now under. Joe Pavelski in. Pavelski feeds. Burns cranks it. He scores! Tie game! Burns 1-1. Brent Burns from Joe Pavelski and Joe Thornton. And this game is knotted 1-1. Zach Kassian drops it. Stanton across. Here's Richardson to Spiza. Back to Stanton. Onto the side. In front, Richardson. Vancouver with possession, but no shots yet. Stanton from the point shoots, and it hit the post. San Jose now kicks it out. Tommy Wingles tried to get. Can't. Kassian. 10 seconds to go in the period. Along the wall, looking to get to the slot. He does. The feed in front. They score! Just hopped in over the goal line. And with 5.7 to go in the first, Vancouver takes a late 2-1 lead. It's Sean Matthias. Matthias from Richardson and Kassian in the dying seconds of the first period. Hansen in over the line. One last shot stopped by Niemi, and the first comes to a close. 2-1. The visitors. Vancouver over San Jose. Each team took 3 shots in that first period. San Jose scored once. Vancouver scored twice. They lead it 2-1 as second period action is just now underway. Demers to Burns, the goal scorer for San Jose, back to Demers. In over the line. Got around a couple Canucks. Now fishes back to the point. Holds. Back over to Vlasic. Vlasic to Thornton. Pushes it on deeper. But it's Kevin Bieksa there to break it up. Now Radim Vrbata. Moving up. Dumping in from center. Into the corner. Vlasic gets to it. Breaks it up quickly to Joe Pavelski. Pavelski for San Jose gets in. Holds up. Circles. Tried to get to the open slot area, but left the puck behind. Now it's Henrik Sedin. Henrik to Radim Vrbata. Vrbata shoots, and it's fended off the shoulder arm of Niemi. That shot towards the net was blocked. San Jose up to Thornton. Thornton to Burns. Burns is in. Spins away from pressure. Now dishes back to Demers. Demers shoots just wide of Miller and his net. In the corner, Vancouver. The exit of Daniel. Daniel Sedin. Up and ahead to Radim Vrbata. He's hit along the wall and gets dumped in. San Jose again breaking out. Feed up to Logan Couture with some free ice. Couture with a shot. Saved by Miller. Hamhuis Pestered there by Couture, but he got it out. Verbata late on his shift, circling around near that blue line of his own team. Now chased back into his own end. Up ahead to Chris Higgins. Higgins leads it over to Nick Bonino. Bonino gets in, and the shot was stopped there by Antti Niemi. Lead up and ahead is Hurdle. Hurdle to Marlowe. Marlowe had it, lost it, got it back. Hurt Marlowe in the slot, couldn't get a shot away. Burrows came in and rescued that puck. Now it's Christopher Higgins. Higgins at center. He dumps in. Approaching 2 minutes left in the second period. No change in score. It's still 2-1 Vancouver. Now the Canucks with the pressure. Marlowe takes it, sends it off the boards, and will break it out himself. Right wing pass to Hurdle. Under a minute to go. Hurdle is in. He takes a shot, and it's stopped by Ryan Miller. Hand up to Bonino. Bonino moving ahead. Dying seconds again for Vancouver. Looking for one last chance. Back to the point. A shot. They score! But it's waved off. With 0.4 of a second to go in the second, the Vancouver Canucks nearly took a 2-goal lead, but they get a goaltender interference penalty. Chris Higgins running into Antti Niemi. So one final face-off here in the second, and the horn goes. San Jose begins the third on the power play. It's 2-1 Canucks. Shots through 40 minutes of action are tied at 5. The score remains the same as it was after the first. It's 2-1 Vancouver. San Jose, though, starting the period on a man advantage. Chris Higgins sitting in the box for the Canucks as he took a goaltender interference penalty. Vancouver, for a second, thought they had scored their third goal of the night, but it was waved off. Goaltender interference was called. Into the corner, it's Joe Thornton. Big Joe Thornton, back to the point, tried to tee up a shot, could not, and now Demare comes back with 40 seconds to go on the power play. Not a setup yet established in Vancouver's end from San Jose. Pavelski, Thornton, dishes, Demers, shoots, off the glove and maybe part of the iron. Again, Demers tees it up, he scores! It's a power play goal and it ties the game. 2-2 here in San Jose. Jason Demers from Patrick Marleau and Joe Thornton tie the game up at 2. Worked across Hamhuis to Daniel Sedin. Daniel moving in, waiting and looking. Vancouver trying to get their lead back. Fended off there by Antti Niemi. And now Tommy Wingles breaks out. Across to Nieto. Nieto over. Shepard. Shepard in! And that's a good save there by Ryan Miller. Across open man. Wingles scores! Tommy Wingles! 3-2 Sharks here in the third. Wingles with the go-ahead marker from Nieto and Shepard at 6:18 of the third. And San Jose has its first lead of the night. Behind the net. Vancouver now looking to tie. That shot goes just wide of the net. Not held in at the line, so offside the call will get a neutral zone ice face-off. As a centerman square. Thornton looks to win the draw but doesn't. Vancouver dumps into San Jose's end. Sestito up high. Back over to Sestito, far boards, in front, shot flicks wide. Burns now picks it up. Board play, it's Joe Pavelski, 2-on-2, they enter the zone. Pavelski to Thornton, he shoots and a save. Ryan Miller, a good save there. They moving in for Vancouver, sent him behind the net. Burns in after it, Yannick Hansen goes down in a heap. And the pass breakout didn't get onto the stick of a Shark, it's all the way down the ice. No icing called though. Stanton in the corner, tested by a Shark, out of the corner. Shot on net, blocked. Rebound, Pavelski denied point blank. Here's Joe Thornton. Thornton, he shoots, save made by Ryan Miller. Stanton gathers it up to Hansen, up and ahead to Sestito on the left wing wall. Getting late here in regulation, Henrik Sedin, the captain of the Vancouver Canucks, in front of the net. Nudged wide by Vlasic. Up ahead to Burns. Burns, right side feed, it's Joe Pavelski with a step. Pavelski is in! Saved by Ryan Miller! Pavelski gets it back under a minute to go in regulation. Here's Mark Edward. Vlasic with the shot save. Rebound to Hurdle, and he can't bury it. Edler to Daniel Sedin. Vancouver looking to tie, down by a goal late. Daniel to Henrik, back in front, they score! Wonder Twin Powers. It's tied at 3. Daniel Sedin from Henrik and Alex Edler have all teamed up to tie this game up at 3. Under a minute to play. Vancouver now looking for another, and a great chance was denied by Niemi. Played up and down the ice, and icing will be called here as the Canucks beat the Sharks to the hash marks. Thornton squares to the right of his goaltender Niemi. Faceoffs are decidedly in favor of Vancouver here tonight. Burns, now Daniel out in front, they score! Verbata has given the Canucks a 4-3 lead here with 24 seconds to go. The icing from the Sharks ends up costing them. They couldn't change. Vancouver got their first line out. Face-off win there for San Jose, much needed as time is ticking down and they need a goal to tie. Marlowe in front! What a save by Miller! And he played it off. 10 seconds to go in regulation and the Canucks have the puck. Burrows off his stick. Couture. Logan Couture. The feed. It's Irwin. He shoots! Scores! With 2 seconds to go! The Sharks have tied the game at 4. Thomas Hertl with a tremendous deflection off Irwin's point shot. And San Jose answers the 2 late goals from the Vancouver Canucks to tie this game at 4. A back-and-forth hockey game between these two great clubs. Overtime set to begin with the game knotted 4-4. Here's Joe Thornton, 2-on-1, and he dropped that puck back to center. Sharks are back in. A shot save made by Ryan Miller. Out in front, a shot save again by Miller. And now it's Henrik Sedin, 1-on-1 into the San Jose end. Tries to make a move around Vlasic. He got the puck back to the point. A shot rips wide, and all the way down the ice, Patrick Marleau gives chase. Staying in his net is Ryan Miller. Spiza to Bieksa, up to Daniel Sedin. Daniel drops it back along the bench. A big hit on Kevin Bieksa, but he eventually got it up to Daniel. Daniel Sedin shrugged off that puck. San Jose breaks the other way. It's Pavelski to Burns. He shoots, and a save by Miller. To the boards. Coming away with it is Henrik to Daniel. Daniel moving in. Daniel Sedin, and a save made by Antti Niemi. Joe Pavelski. Swift pass to Burns, who breaks it out, and he's hit along the line. The two of them go down. Hamhuis to Verbata. Verbata, who had that late go-ahead goal for the Vancouver Canucks, but it couldn't stand as the winner as San Jose came back to tie. Vlasic breaks it out to Joe Pavelski with a minute to go in overtime. Here's Pavelski across to Burns. Burns dishes back to Vlasic. Over and across to Demers, who shoots just wide of the net. Hamhuis to Verbata. He circles, looks for a clean breakout. Bonino, he's hit. Tanev to Verbata. Verbata holding on to that puck. Got it to Bonino on the left side now. Bonino drops it back, but Marleau was there with a good stick to break it up. Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau. Marleau, he's into the slot. He shoots, and a save by Miller. Marleau over to Thornton. His shot is blocked. Marleau got it back. Spins it on net. Save by Ryan Miller. And the net comes off its moorings with 24 seconds to go in the extra session. Joe Thornton knocked it off, so the faceoff is in the neutral zone. Shots are heavily in favor of San Jose, 22-12. Several of them coming here in the overtime period. And Ryan Miller has been strong. Henrik Sedin, time ticking down in overtime. Daniel Sedin. Daniel tried to make a move and lost the puck. Here's Irwin, the man whose shot was deflected and tied the game late in regulation. Joe Pavelski can't get that puck. Hamhuis over to Henrik to Hamhuis again. Hamhuis on the left side, and that will do it. To a shootout we go. Niemi ready. Here comes Henrik. In over the line, top of the circle, towards the net. He shoots, and a save by Niemi. First shooter for the San Jose Sharks is Joe Thornton. Deliberately in on Miller. Scores! Joe Thornton, the first goal of the shootout. Now it's Chris Higgins' turn. Into the hash marks. He dekes, and a pad save by Antti Niemi. Next up for San Jose, it's Joe Pavelski to win it. Pavelski, saved by Ryan Miller. The Vancouver Canucks must score to prolong this shootout, and they send out Zach Kassian. Kassian in on Niemi. Kassian dekes and scores! We are tied. 1-1 in the shootout. Kassian comes through for the Canucks. And now San Jose will look to answer back and get the winner. Third shooter of the shootout for the Sharks is Patrick Marleau. Marleau moving in on Miller. Marleau saved by Ryan Miller. It's Nick Bonino for the Vancouver Canucks who look to take their first lead of the shootout. Bonino in, he shoots and it's off the stick. Next up for San Jose, Logan Couture with a chance to win it. Couture, he's in, he dekes, he scores! San Jose defeats the Vancouver Canucks in a shootout. Final score 5-4.
Thank you for joining me for today's featured game. Be sure to subscribe and comment to let me know who your favorite team is and what game you'd like to see. Also, don't forget to go out and get EA Sports NHL 15 for your gaming console. And of course, be sure to join me for another game at another time.
The proceeding has been brought to you by EA Sports NHL 15. Catch all new simulations of featured games from Play NHL on the Sports Crafters, airing on www.boa.tv.